The Amazon Basin. 2.5 million square miles of the most dense, unforgiving wilderness on the face of the Earth. It is often called the lungs of our planet, a paradise of breathtaking biodiversity. But those who live here know it by another name, the Green Hell. Beneath the vibrant canopy and the beautiful exotic birds, there is a constant, brutal war for survival. Every living creature here is either hunting or being hunted. But if you travel deep enough into the flooded forests, where the sunlight cannot penetrate the thick canopy and the rivers slow down to a crawl, you enter the domain of a creature that has remained unchanged for millions of years. A monster that does not hunt with speed, nor with venom, but with absolute, terrifying silence and incalculable raw power. Today, we're going to dive into the darkest depths of the Amazon to uncover the terrifying biology, the brutal hunting mechanics, and the chilling legends of the ultimate apex predator of the rivers, the green anaconda. Once you understand what this giant is truly capable of, you will never look at a river the same way again. To truly understand the green anaconda, we must turn back the clock. 60 million years ago, in the swampy, flowering swamps of prehistoric South America, the dinosaurs had just gone extinct. In their place rose a new king, Titanoboa, a colossal serpent stretching over 40 feet long and weighing well over a ton. It was the largest snake to ever exist. Eventually, the climate changed and the Titanoboa vanished from the earth. But its bloodline did not die. It evolved. The modern green anaconda carries a genetic echo of those prehistoric monsters. Today, it holds the undisputed crown as the heaviest and most massive snake on the planet. While a reticulated python in Asia might occasionally grow slightly longer, no living snake matches the sheer girth, bone density, and muscle mass of the green anaconda. A mature female can reach staggering lengths of 30 feet, the size of a school bus, and tip the scales at over 500 pounds. Her body can grow to be as thick as an adult man's torso. And here's a terrifying biological fact. Anacondas exhibit indeterminate growth. That means they never stop growing. As long as they have food and survive, they continue to pack on length and muscle year after year, decade after decade. Moving half a ton of muscle on dry land is an exhausting task. Gravity works against the giant, making it slow and vulnerable. Because of this, the green anaconda has evolved to spend almost its entire life in the water. The water acts as a zero-gravity environment, supporting its immense weight and turning a sluggish giant into a fluid, silent torpedo. Every millimeter of its anatomy is engineered for aquatic ambush. Look at its skull. Unlike most terrestrial snakes, whose eyes are on the sides of their head, the anaconda's eyes and nostrils are positioned on the very top of its skull. This allows the beast to submerge 99% of its massive body beneath the murky water, leaving only its sensory organs exposed to the air. Camouflaged by dark green scales and black oval markings, it looks exactly like a patch of floating vegetation or a rotting log. It can remain in the exact same position, completely motionless for days. It doesn't even need to see its prey. By flicking its forked tongue, it collects chemical scent molecules from the water. Specialized heat-sensing pits along its jaw detect the infrared body heat of any warm-blooded animal nearby. The snake can literally feel the micro-vibrations of footsteps on the riverbank. Long before a victim even takes a sip of water, the anaconda has already locked onto its target. The ambush is a masterclass in predatory violence. When a target, like a 150-pound capybara, a wild pig, or a deer, approaches the water's edge, it usually sees nothing but a calm surface. But below, the anaconda is coiling its body like a massive spring. The strike is instantaneous. In a fraction of a second, the water explodes. The anaconda launches its head forward with blinding speed. It doesn't have venom fangs. It doesn't need them. Instead, its jaws are lined with over 100 backward-curving, razor-sharp teeth. They function exactly like industrial meat hooks. The moment the snake slams its jaws into the victim, the teeth sink deep into the flesh. Instinctively, the prey tries to pull away, but because the teeth curve backward, pulling only drives them deeper into the muscle, locking the victim in place. Instantly, the snake throws its massive loops of heavy, wet muscle over the prey's body, dragging it off its feet and into the water. For centuries, Hollywood and folklore told us that anacondas kill by crushing their victims' bones to dust. But modern science has revealed a truth that is far more calculated and far more sinister. The anaconda doesn't crush, it suffocates and stops the heart. Once the coils are wrapped around the victim's torso, the snake waits. It senses the heartbeat and breathing of its prey. Every single time the panicked animal exhales a breath of air, the anaconda immediately tightens its coils, taking up the newly created empty space. The victim's lungs can no longer expand. They can never take another breath. But the true lethality lies in the cardiovascular system. The hydrostatic pressure generated by a 500-pound constrictor is so immense that it physically crushes the victim's blood vessels. This extreme pressure, known as ischemia, stops the heart from pumping blood to the brain. Within 60 seconds, the prey loses consciousness. Cardiac arrest follows immediately. The death is completely silent, dark, and absolute. Once the heart stops, the feast begins. An anaconda can swallow a prey up to half its own weight. To do this, its jaw relies on an incredible evolutionary trick. The lower jaw bones are not fused together like ours. They're connected by highly elastic ligaments, allowing the two sides of the jaw to move completely independently. The snake unhinges its skull and literally walks its jaws over the carcass, swallowing it whole, head first. The skin and stomach of the snake stretch to mind-bending proportions, expanding like a giant rubber balloon. Inside the snake, a physiological miracle occurs. To process a massive meal, the anaconda's internal organs go into overdrive. Its heart and liver actually expand in size by up to 40% just to pump enough blood and digestive enzymes to the stomach. Its stomach acids are so incredibly concentrated that they dissolve everything: flesh, organs, bones, and even thick hooves. Only hair and claws are left behind. After a massive meal, this giant will retreat to a dark, hidden cave under the river roots and can survive for an entire year without eating again. In the brutal hierarchy of the Amazon, the green anaconda has no natural predators once it reaches adulthood, but collisions with other apex killers do occur, resulting in the most violent clashes in nature. Take the jaguar, the supreme mammalian predator of the jungle, famous for a bite force that can crack turtle shells. On dry land, the jaguar's agility gives it the upper hand, but jaguars often hunt along the water's edge and swim across rivers. When a jaguar enters deep water, it enters the domain of the snake. If a massive anaconda ambushes a jaguar from below, the cat's speed is completely neutralized. The sheer constrictive power and weight of a 30-foot serpent will drag even the strongest, most aggressive jaguar into the darkness, drowning the feline king. But the anaconda's greatest enemy isn't another animal. It is the climate. The Amazon experiences a brutal dry season. When the floods recede and the rivers shrink into cracked mud, the anaconda faces a crisis. Without deep water to support its massive weight, it will die. To survive, it performs a miraculous feat of endurance called aestivation. Before the last pools of mud dry up completely, the anaconda buries its massive body deep underground. As the earth above bakes hard as concrete under the tropical sun, the subterranean chamber remains cool and damp. Inside its mud tomb, the snake dramatically lowers its heart rate. It enters a state of deep, dormant, suspended animation, sleeping like a corpse for months, living purely off its fat reserves. When the heavy monsoon rains finally return and soak the earth, the monster breaks through the mud and awakens, ravenously hungry. Even the reproduction is a chaotic spectacle. During mating season, a female releases chemical pheromones into the water. Because giant females are rare, up to a dozen smaller males will track her down. They all wrap themselves around her massive body, creating a writhing, twisting structure known as a breeding ball. This slow-motion wrestling match can last for over a month as the males fight for dominance. Unlike most snakes that lay eggs in a nest, the green anaconda gives birth to live young. After a 7-month pregnancy, the mother drops up to 40 fully formed babies directly into the water. These babies are already nearly 3 feet long. But the Amazon is unforgiving. They receive absolutely zero protection from their mother. From the very second they hit the water, they're entirely on their own, forced to hunt while avoiding herons, piranhas, and caimans. Only a tiny fraction will survive to become the giants we fear. With a creature this massive and elusive, it is no surprise that human history is intertwined with terrifying legends. For thousands of years, indigenous Amazonian tribes have warned of the Yakumama, the mother of the water. They describe a primordial beast over 100 feet long that can suck canoes into whirlpools and swallow hunting parties whole. While the Yakumama is a myth, it is rooted in terrifying reality. In 1906, the famous British explorer Colonel Percy Fawcett wrote in his official logs that he shot an anaconda measuring an unbelievable 62 feet long. Modern science states they only grow to 30 feet. But the truth is, the Amazon basin is larger than Western Europe. There are millions of acres of deep, flooded swamps where no human has ever set foot. We have no idea what ancient giants are truly hiding in the deepest, most inaccessible parts of the jungle. Which brings us to the ultimate question. Could a green anaconda eat a human? Biologically, the answer is a horrifying yes. A snake capable of swallowing a 200-pound wild boar or a jaguar can easily consume an adult human. To an anaconda hunting in murky water, any large mammal that splashes into its territory is simply a source of protein. Fatal attacks are rarely documented, only because the snake's deep jungle habitat is so isolated. The green anaconda is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a prehistoric survivor. It rules one of the harshest environments on Earth through absolute silence and unmatched crushing power. As long as the muddy rivers of the Amazon continue to flow, the shadow of the great green serpent will remain just beneath the surface, silently waiting for its next victim. If you made it this far into the green hell, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to uncover more of the world's most terrifying mysteries and apex predators. Would you dare to swim in the Amazon River after knowing what's down there? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe and see you in the next video.